Hello and welcome back to Three Things with JR. It's episode 105, and today I've got three things for you. Thing number one, the band, my band, ToBe Fare. ToBe Fare. ToBe Fare. We've got gigs, sort of. We had a gig scheduled for last Tuesday at the Cedars Nursing Home. I mentioned it last week, and yeah, it got canceled due to COVID. No gatherings at the nursing home thanks to COVID. So, one gig out of three done. Not happening. This last Saturday night, yesterday, as I'm recording this, Saturday night, we were on the Battle of the Bands put on by Epic Seaville at Stonefield here in Charlottesville. We did this event last year, and we had a lot of success. There was, I hesitate to say a big crowd last year, but there was people there. I'm going to go 60, 70, 80 people maybe. They were there to see the bands play, and there were some vendors, and I think they even had beer last time. But, well, I mean, it was a good event last year. So the band that won, Kings of the Wild Things, brought a bunch of people, and we think a lot of them really liked our stuff, but we did come in second place to them, rightfully so. They were awesome. So this year we went back. Kings of the Wild Things were not scheduled to be there. It was us and a guy named, I forget his actual name, but his band, he was playing solo. He has a band that he plays with, but he was playing solo. He was the Rustic Roots. And then we played after that. And then Mountain of Sound played after us, and the night was capped off by Low Life Tea Party. The bands were there, but that was about it. There was not a whole lot of crowd presence at this event at all, and that kind of sucked. On top of that, it was chilly. It was pretty cold in the evening, Saturday night, sweatshirt hoodie type weather, which is less fun to play music in. And on top of that, the PA system, while apparently it sounded good to the people, that were there, the sound man and a couple others. It did not sound good on stage at all. We could not hear Gary sing. We could not hear the Farettes sing. The Farettes, for those that don't know, are the female backup vocalists that we are inviting to every gig we can get them to show up at. They recorded with us when we recorded 2 songs recently, which I will be debuting here in a moment. It's Gary's daughter Adrian and my daughter Allison. Beautiful voices. They sound fantastic on the actual tracks. And we don't really know how they sounded on Saturday night because we could not hear them. We couldn't hear them or Gary's vocal mic or well, that's it. You could hear me in the monitors, my vocals. I sing backup on most of the songs, and that's the only vocals we could hear like loud and clear, which is not the vocals you wanted to hear loud and clear. Part of how I know where I am in the song is based on the things Gary sings. And if I can't hear him sing, makes it really tough. Somehow we avoided train wrecks. None of these songs ended up totally screwed. But I had to literally just watch the side of Gary's face from behind and sing along with him in my head to figure out where we were in these songs. So it was extremely challenging. We think we sounded okay out front. Kiki was there. She said, not so great as far as just how the sound goes. It was hard to understand vocals and things like that. Gary wasn't feeling well. It was just, not our best night of music. So all of you folks that didn't come out, If you had come out, it would have solved part of that problem for us. Having the crowd would have made overcoming all of those other things so much easier and more fun. But since there was no crowd and we couldn't hear ourselves and it was cold, it was just kind of a sucky night of playing music. And a sucky night of playing music is still better than most other things in the world, but still, gosh, could have been so much better. So we have one gig left that's currently on the books. We are certainly trying to get to play more places, but we've got one left in the very near future. Those of you in Charlottesville, this coming Saturday night, it's an indoor gig. It's at Miller's at 10 p.m., Saturday, October 15th. We would love to see you there. We'll be playing a lot more songs than we did at the Battle of the Bands, including a bunch of cover songs, all of our original songs, and whatever else we feel like doing. So please come on out to Miller's. Now, here's the deal. We've got 2 new songs, and I now have in my possession on this fancy computer of mine the fully mastered versions of our 2 new songs. And I'm going to play them for you. And as you listen to them, you can then go and find them and download them and stream them and all that stuff. You might start at our website, ToBeFare.com. That's ToBeFare. ToBeFare.com. Of course, though, you can stream them all the other places where streaming music happens starting today. At least that's the plan. I'm recording this on Sunday and trusting the internet gods and Gary to get everything posted and out and launched and released and all of those places. So those of you that are into Spotify or Apple Music or Amazon or Tidal or Qobuz or wherever else you stream music, you should be able to go hear these songs. But I'm going to play them for you right now, so you don't have to go anywhere. We've got 2 songs. The first is called Transparent, and Gary wrote this song this year, and it is inspired by his daughter, Izzy. She, when she first heard it, she absolutely loved it. She wanted Gary to write a song about something that would be well received during like Pride Month, an LGBTQ friendly ally type of song, and hence the name Transparent. And I think you'll hear themes there in the song itself. So I'm going to play this for you, and you will hear me drumming. You'll hear Brian McKenzie on bass. You'll hear Gary on lead guitars. All of us are singing vocals along with the Farettes. Fun song to play and fun song to hear. So here you go. It's Transparent by ToBe Fare.
We have 4 seasons: winter, spring, summer, fall. We all search for good reason, and truly we need you all. You be you. Take up all the chances and tell your truth. You be you. Don't be afraid, just do what you do. You can show the world the right thing to do. You be you. Summer brings the bloom, fall and winter come way too soon. Spring in all its glory brings the birth. Time to show the world what you're worth. You be you. Take up all your chances. can change the world. To think not would be errant. We must start with our lives though, and do our best to be transparent. You be you, be you, be you. Take up all your chances to tell your truth. You be you, be you, be you. Don't be afraid, just do what you do. You can show the world the right thing to do. You be you, be you, be you. You be you, be you, be you. Don't be afraid, 'cause we are here for you.
There you go. Transparent by ToBe Fare. I hope that serves as an earworm for you. You be you, be you, be you. I like that message. I think in general, it's a good way to see the world. To be able to say to just about anybody, hey, you be you. It's a thing that I feel like I've grown into that way of thinking and way of living here in the last few years, whereas I used to be more judgmental of people for making weird choices that I either didn't agree with or didn't understand. And, as long as your choices aren't hurting other people, you be you. And that's the way I live my life now. And so, I make choices other people don't agree with or understand, and I don't want to be judged for those. I want to just do my thing. So, hey man, you be you. The other song has an equally awesome sort of thing going on. This one is called Love Will Find a Way, and we've been playing this one a little bit longer. Gary wrote it a while back, and he added a verse. I mentioned this a few weeks ago on the pod here. He added a verse, or at least a line in a verse, right after the Uvalde shooting, in the school shooting in Texas. With the line goes, 19 more gone, thoughts and prayers just won't do. Man, a lot of powerful stuff in this song. It's an emotional song for Gary to sing. It's a fun song for us to play, and it's kind of a set ending song because it kind of sort of wrecks us emotionally just to play it. And so here you go. Love Will Find a Way.
Heroes don't always wear capes. Villains may not wear my heart. Turn the tables in your heart. Turn the tables, turn the tables, turn the tables with love. Love will find a way. Yes, it will. Let there be love. Love will find a way. Always let there be love. Love will find a way. Yes, it will. Let there be love. Love will find a way. Always let there be love. Let there be love. Let there be love.
Can you feel the raw emotion coming out of Gary there at the end of that song? We definitely made sure to leave that in. We could have done another take on the very end of that song, but just Gary sort of, riding that emotional high of the song and sort of coming down. It was kind of powerful. We loved it. Here, I'll play it again just to so you hear what I'm talking about here, the very end of the song. Oh, yeah. Good stuff. I love it. So I have a decision to make. I've been waiting for us to have these songs out so that I could update my theme song. I'd like to do that from time to time, and it's going to be one of these two. It's either going to be the opening of Transparent or the opening of Love Will Find a Way. That will, excuse me, that was a good one. That will be the new opening for this show. I would love to know your thoughts. I didn't change it this time, as you heard at the beginning, but next week or the next time I record a podcast, it will have a new opening song and a new song for the commercial breaks and a new song at the end, and it's going to be some combination of these two new songs. I would love to hear back from you, the listener, which one you like better to be the opening of the show. I think these are both pretty strong openings as far as just, they sound like the beginning of a show. It's fun. So here's the beginning of Love Will Find a Way. The show's either going to start with this. It's either going to be that, or it's going to be the beginning of Transparent, which goes like this. Which one of those feels more like the beginning of Three Things with JR? You tell me. Send me a DM. Hit me up on Facebook. Do something to let me know which one you think would make the better Three Things with JR theme song. For now, we'll go with what we got, and next week it'll all be different. If you don't tell me, I'm just going to choose. So now's your chance to influence the sound of your favorite podcast, Three Things with JR. That's thing one, all things having to do with ToBe Fare. We will go to break, and we'll be right back with things 2 and 3.
Nothing I can say. Change your mind and stay. So I'll see you later today.
And we are back. All right, thing number 2 is usually some sort of movie, book, song, pop culture thing. And I just want to tell you, Kiki and I went to see a movie for the first time in a while at a movie theater, and we just loved it. It was hilarious. The movie is Bros. Now, it is a very gay comedy, a gay rom-com. It's a romantic comedy centered around two gay men and some more gay men and some bisexuals and some lesbians and some trans folks and a bunch of others. They're all, the movie's full of that, and I think that might be a reason a lot of people are hesitating to go see it. It's very openly a gay about all that stuff. However, I don't care. I just want a funny movie, and by all accounts, everything I've heard, this movie should be funny. And it was. It is. And I highly recommend you go see it while it's in theaters. And of course, when it's out of theaters, you'll be able to see it at your house. Watch it there. If you don't want other people to know you went and saw a gay movie, I get it, kinda. But just, I mean, it's a Judd Apatow movie. So it's already got that going for it, Bridesmaids, 40-Year-Old Virgin, things like that. Judd Apatow's known for making funny movies, and this one doesn't disappoint. But yeah, you can't escape the gay of this movie. In case you were thinking that it's, it just happens to be two gay guys. No, it's really about the gayness of it all. And if you can't deal with that, I feel bad for you. But if you can, you will love this movie. It's hilarious. It does dive deep into the gay male lifestyle, and it sort of exposes that to a lot of the rest of us, where we're just kind of how open it is and how casual gay sex is. Maybe not obviously for every gay, but certainly the gays in this movie seem to be willing to have sex with just about any other gay person who wants to do it, and with no commitment or emotional connection or anything like that. It's extremely casual, which kind of makes sense because, they're still just dudes, right? And dudes just kind of want to have sex, and these gay dudes are just having sex, and it's just that. And I probably shouldn't even be talking about this. I don't know. I'm not the right person to be talking about it, but I'm just saying I kind of get it, like the casualness of it all. That's not been my experience in any way, shape, or form as a heterosexual male. But more power to you, gays. That sounds it sounds fun if you're into that. I don't know what I'm saying. Thing number 2 should probably come to an end right now, and let's go into thing number 3, a much safer topic. Let's talk about jaywalking. California has just passed a law that will soon decriminalize jaywalking in January of 2023. Finally, you will be able to cross the street wherever you want as long as it's safe anywhere in California. Not highways, obviously. You're not even allowed to be on highways, but just the regular city streets, whatever streets, as long as they're not big highways, cross wherever it's safe. So the place where there's more electric cars, which are, by the way, known for being relatively silent than anywhere else, and more marijuana use than anywhere else, and more distracted drivers and pedestrians thanks to all of the smartphones, that's the state where you are now allowed to cross the street wherever you want. It's no wonder that California already has one of the highest numbers of pedestrian deaths per year. I don't think the number is going to go down. However, I am still in favor of allowing people to cross the street wherever they want. Hey, you be you, folks. Cross wherever you want as long as it's safe. I did do a little digging because I was kind of curious. Is California the first place in the world where jaywalking is now legal? No. Not at all. There's plenty of places in the world where jaywalking is not a criminal activity, including somewhere around 19 states. It's no big deal. As long as you're safe, you're good. But there's some interesting jaywalking laws in other countries. According to Wikipedia, this is what I found, the most interesting ones. For example, in the Netherlands. In the Netherlands, there is no concept of jaywalking in the Netherlands, so it is not an offense. Now, I understand the fact that it's not an offense, but there's no concept of jaywalking, like it just isn't a thing anybody's ever thought of. Is that because they're all just smarter and don't cross the street where you're not supposed to cross the street? Or it's just they cross wherever they want anyway, and they're already looking for safe places? I don't get it. How is it just not even a concept? I don't know. China's got some good ones, though. In recent years, jaywalking has become more strictly controlled in China as car traffic has increased. Police have tested facial recognition to identify jaywalkers. The authorities applied a new method to deter jaywalkers by displaying their photo on large public screens in the area where the jaywalking occurred to publicly shame any violator of pedestrian street rules. I mean, wow, that is taking jaywalking criminal jaywalking enforcement to a new high. Wow. The system does have its flaws. A photo of a businesswoman was displayed on those screens after the AI systems misinterpreted her appearance on a passing bus advertisement as a real person crossing the street in an illegal fashion. So, yeah, the system isn't perfect. And even if it was, is it a perfect system to publicly shame those who just simply decided they needed to be on the other side of the street? I don't know. Seems a bit extreme. Many countries around the world only prohibit jaywalking when there's a zebra crossing close by. Otherwise, it's legal to cross the street as long as you do so safely and don't impede traffic. And for those that were confused like I was when I first read that, a zebra crossing is what they call crosswalks in other places in the world. I've never heard it referred to that here in America. We just call them crosswalks. But those streets where you have a crosswalk with lots of white, big, thick white stripes, right? In many places call those zebra crossings. And as long as there's one nearby, you're not allowed to cross the street anywhere else. Right? But if there isn't one nearby, then you are allowed to cross the street in the middle of a street, right? Like you don't have to be near a intersection or anything like that. You can just cross as long as you're not near a predetermined crosswalking area. I mean, isn't that just jaywalking though? Like you do jaywalk because you're not near a zebra crossing, right? So I think the laws in many places are simply unnecessary. Switzerland's good. In Switzerland, pedestrians are generally allowed to cross the street anywhere. They have priority on zebra crossings, but should cross with care. However, they must use a pedestrian crossing, bridge, or underpass if it is within 50 meters. Certain types of roads must not be entered by pedestrians, such as highways and motorways. Which I get that, right? Like I just said, you shouldn't be on the highways anyway. And I think they just call big roads that are very, very busy, they call them motorways. Failure to comply is subject to a fine of 20 Swiss francs. Likewise, crossing or bypassing of closed railway gates is prohibited. On motorways, those big busy roads, fines may vary based on the situation. A driver driving at 100 kilometers an hour on a road with a 120 kilometer an hour speed limit, if the visibility is 60 meters and the braking distance is 65 meters, may be fined for not noticing a person on the road. The fact that the person is suicidal does not matter. A fine of 210 Swiss francs is cheaper than the court costs. However, such circumstances may also be considered to be exceptional and unpredictable. So, let me unpack that for a second here. That's a lot of math for a policeman to do to figure out if a driver should have not hit a person and if it's that driver's fault or the person's fault. And based on how fast they're going, they're responsible, even if the person who just jumped out in front of your car to commit suicide, if you're going fast enough, it's your fault. You killed that person. They didn't commit suicide. So I guess you got to watch it there in Switzerland. They take it, for the most part, relatively casually until you get onto the bigger roads, where they seem to take it very seriously and involve a lot of math. And just be careful, otherwise it could be considered exceptional and unpredictable, as suicidal people are. In Mexico, jaywalking is not illegal in Mexico. However, on the Paseo de la Reforma, one of Mexico City's longest and most important avenues, the city's mayor commissioned the installation of concrete prisms along the avenue's central curb to discourage pedestrians from crossing the road. So I had to figure out, what the hell are they talking about? When I think of a prism, I think of those pieces of crystal hanging in a window. So when the sun shines in, it blasts like rainbows all over your kitchen. My mom had that in our kitchen window when I was growing up. Well, that's what I think of when I think of prisms, something that refracts light in pretty ways. And I don't think that's what they mean here. I tried to find pictures and videos and stuff on YouTube. And what's going on is it's really just like prism-shaped concrete stuff going on in the center, like the median, where there's some sidewalks. Like you can walk down the median, but on the either side of the sidewalk, separating the sidewalks from the traffic lanes, are these large concrete structures. There's flower beds in them, and they're kind of shaped like prisms. I don't think they're actually prisms. They're just concrete. They're not glass. They don't reflect light and rainbows all over you to make you not cross the street, but it's kind of what I thought at first, so it struck me as funny. Anyway, jaywalking, do it all you want. As long as it's safe, you are free to jaywalk. I do like the idea that this is no longer criminalized, because apparently the people that jaywalk the most, or the people that are arrested and charged and fined and ticketed for the criminal activity of jaywalking, are disproportionately poor people who walk more than people that drive. So I think that's a good idea, is to give those folks a little bit more freedom and less things, fewer things to worry about, such as jaywalking. All right. That's 3 Things with JR. Please go check out ToBeFare.com for more songs from our band. Come out and see us on Saturday here this week in Charlottesville. If you're in the Charlottesville area, come see ToBe Fare Saturday night, October 15th at Miller's on the downtown mall. It's a late one. We get started about 10 p.m. And if you just want to listen to our songs, go stream them. Go play them. Play them a bunch. Let us know, because the whole idea for making these songs is for you to hear them. And we hope you like them. Thanks for listening to 3 Things with JR. We'll be back next time. See you then.
Everybody say, people who love should always love people. People who care put their souls on the line. People of faith have something to live for. But people who hate are just wasting their